Hey everyone, it's James Lambert, the motivational coach and speaker. I went from knockouts to knowledge and from headlocks to hugs. I still embrace people, just now in a more positive manner. In this video, I want to talk about some of the things money can't buy. Because, I don't know, maybe it's just me, see what you think. But today, for my liking, there's an overt focus on money, and in particular that as defining a man or woman's worth. And everyone thinks success is about just how much you're making or spending. And don't get me wrong, I've spoke about this before. Yes, it's important, I know that. I still can't go into a shop and buy my bread or milk without money. But the fact that if you think that makes you better than me, you're in for a rude awakening. And, do you know, as I look back, that's the one thing I do sort of miss about the fighting days. Because it's a beautiful equaliser, if you like. You see, it will humble the loudest mouthed man with money if, indeed, he thinks he's better than other people. Unfortunately, you did see it on the door occasionally. You would have some young whippersnappers, just by virtue of having money. The joke is it was never theirs, it was their father's, so it wasn't owned, not by themselves, but they thought they were better than what they perceived as the door staff, just by virtue of having some notes in their pocket. Now, of course, they didn't know that at the time I was earning more than most of them anyway. But you see, that never defined me. So for me, character traits like goodness, niceness. Are you a gentleman? Are you kind, compassionate? Are you loving? Do you look after your family? Are you honest? Are you loyal? Have you got pride in the rightful place? Do you stand for something? Have you got faith in something bigger than yourself? See, all of these, I don't care about how much money you've got. If you haven't got them, you're not a man. You're not a man to me. And you see, that's the one thing you can't buy. You might be able to buy a private jet. You might be able to get a fleet of supercars. No judgment. And no bitterness, good. I'm going after some of the own things. But that does not define my worth. And you know what you can't buy? You can't buy respect. And that has to be earned. You can't buy that off of me. You can't pay me to respect you. So a lot of people, yeah, they think they're this and that. My problem specifically is with those with money that think by virtue of the size of their bank accounts, they are better than anyone else. And too often now I'm seeing, to my liking anyway, on Facebook and Twitter, posts that are only focused on that. Now, don't misunderstand. I find it important. I'm chasing my own fiscal goals, but only so I can help more people. I understand that money, in and of itself, doesn't make me better than anyone. I particularly dislike that sort of elitism, that you think you're better than someone by virtue of how much paper you've got. It's a nonsense. So as I say, for those of you out there that might be struggling, do not lose heart, because what you can work on is yourself. No one can take away that. No amount of self-improvement stays with you. It's the best investment you'll ever make. And you see, that's the one thing I really like. You see, a lot of people, they think they're important if they are getting on fiscally. They'll never be able to buy my respect. And that's that sort of integrity. I encourage you to think about that. Because a lot of these people out there, these so-called role models, these so-called people that are doing well, they might have done well in real estate, but what about their character values? Unscrupulous at best. And some of them haven't even learned a kindergarten level of knowledge. So yes, they're experts in a particular field, but my goodness, in other areas, wisdom, knowledge, applicable wisdom, kindness, compassion, love, you know, they're falling very far short. And as I say, there's hope and there's room for improvement, but don't let a lack of money or a lot of it dictate your self-worth. And as I say, that's one thing you'll never buy, respect. I've seen it in my own life. You can come and go, you can have money, but it doesn't mean people respect you. And as I say, that's the one thing in the fighting, it's a great equaliser. Because again, you know, you either put up or shut up. You could have a loud mouth, you know, you could be rich and have a loud mouth, talking very distastefully, very rudely, but fighting rightly or wrongly, it gets shown up there. As I say, money can never buy respect. So just think about that out there. If you're going through some troubles, if you're looking at all these Instagram posts, people bawling and all of that, don't worry about that. Focus on you and your life, your family, your values. Money can be an important consideration and a part of your life. Don't let it be the whole pie. There's so much more. Your integrity, your honesty, your honesty and values. And as I say, they can never ever buy your respect. Certainly not mine. So, bit of food for thought today. As always, look after yourselves. You are unstoppable, and I believe in you.